Welcome to Secrets for an Inspirational Life with Mimi Novic, the place where every heart tells its story. Whether it's inspiration, courage or hope you need, you've come to the right place. Sit back and enjoy the journey with us. Subscribe below to be sure you don't miss future episodes.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Secrets for an Inspirational Life. How are you all today? I hope that you are well. I hope there are little flutterings of excitement and beauty lighting upon your life. And if not, please, this life, this moment never happens again. And we must grab with both hands this beautiful moment, knowing that everything is possible and anything is possible if we believe in the beauty of our heart and our soul. Don't lose hope. There is always hope. While there is life, there is hope. And make it beautiful. Now, I'm actually very excited this evening because I have a very special guest who has been on before, and that is the rather wonderful Bob Hillary. Bob is a singer-songwriter and author with a passion for the Live Simply movement. Bob creates music that resonates with the essence of nature and the simplicity of life. He moved away from the mainstream lifestyle 10 years ago to live an off-grid and authentic life, traveling the world and sharing his message. Most recently, in collaboration with renowned producer Matt Butler, Bob recorded his latest album, Sacred, at the iconic Rockfield Studios, featuring a full soul band and a gospel choir that brings his powerful messages to life. Additionally, Bob has written a self-help book titled Simplify: How to Stay Sane in a World Going Mad, offering a spiritual survival guide for navigating these confusing and often crazy times. Today, he shares his wonderful journey. Welcome, dear Bob.
Hi, Mimi. Nice to be here.
I'm smiling, and I have to say for the people out there, the reason that I'm smiling and laughing and think it's so wonderful, Bob, is I'm going to let you say it because Bob is in. I'm just going to do a little sort of drum roll here. Bob is in one of the most.
Wait for it.
Go on.
So, hello, lovely, beautiful listeners. Guess where I am? I'm on the side of Glastonbury Tor right now. I'm looking at the Tor. It's like 20 meters away from me. And there's a lot of magic, and it's dusk. And the spirits are out, and it's nearly Samhain. And there's magic in the air. And here we are with Mimi. We're going to chat about stuff, aren't we, Mimi?
Yes, we are. And I do actually feel that suddenly I've jumped on this magic carpet with you, Bob, and we're going to be flying around a bit.
Let's take off. Let's see where we go.
Oh dear. For people that don't know, who might be somewhere so far on this planet, we have to say now a little bit about Glastonbury and about Glastonbury Tor, the spiritual centre of the United Kingdom.
The heart chakra of the planet.
Yes.
No less.
One of the major places for the most prominent ley lines in the world.
Seriously.
I'm going to leave it to you.
That's it.
Where anything is possible.
Crazy place. Very high vibration place.
Yes.
We need these high vibration places like never before in these times, right? Because I know we said we weren't going to talk about they in inverted commas, but
and we're not.
No, we're not. But we're up against it right now. Let's just say that, right? we're dealing with, we're having a lot thrown at us. I'm sure you guys out there are feeling it, right? We're having a lot thrown at us. And we've got to find ways to counteract that and just stay on the path, on the sacred path, you know?
Something, Bob, that my friend, because I want to ask you also about your journey, your personal journey, but staying on that, my friend said to me yesterday when I asked her, "How are you?" And she said, "I'm feeling rough like an old rooster." And I said, "Yeah, same here. I'm feeling rough like an old rooster as well." And whoever you're talking to right now, everyone is feeling, I say this in inverted commas, with a little bit of a smile, because you have to add some humor to these intense times. Everyone is feeling roosterish, some more, some less, up and down, back to front. But there is a huge energetic shift going on within all of us, and especially what's going on out there. And I think every single person, and not actually every single person, every living being, whether it be animal or plant or whatever, is feeling this huge shift of energy. And not only do we have to actually deal with our own selves, but we have to deal with everybody around us. And that's pretty heavy going.
Do you want me to respond to that?
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
I'll say this. I'm very sensitive. And that actually takes something to say as a man. I don't think I've ever said that before on any kind of interview or anything. But I am. And my experience is that that sensitivity really allows me to feel the collective. And I'm sure many of you actually resonate with this, that you're also possibly really sensitive and that you also feel, the collective. But what my point is with this is, in the last few weeks, particularly, I am like, wow, the collective is really, 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 really heavy right now. I'm like, whoa, it's like, most mornings I wake up and I'm like, holy moly, like, I feel like every person on this planet right now is like, holy shit, it's difficult right now. Like, we are all feeling the injustice and the shadows of the things that shouldn't be going on this planet. And like, those of us who are on the spiritual path, right? You guys listening, we're like on this path and we've sort of found the light and we're doing the work and we're striving to live this sacred way and implement that into our 21st century lives. But yeah, at the same time, man, we're like, more than ever, I think the more that you find the light, the more that you feel the darkness and the outrageousness and of what is going on. It's like I think that as we find the light, we become like transmuters, right? And the darkness is literally, it's running through us, man. It's running through our systems, and we're feeling it really strongly. And it's like, shit, this is dense and it's horrific. And I hope I'm making sense here, but this is what I'm experiencing right now. And what I'm experiencing is that I would say our job is to really not let it get caught in our systems and just to let it pass through us. We are us star seeds, whatever you want to call us, right? Light workers, whatever. We are here on a mission. And I can't speak for everyone. I can only really speak for myself, but we're here to transmute the darkness. That's what these times are about. That's what I'm getting anyway. Don't know if you agree, but that's why it's heavy. That's why we're talking about roosters and feeling It's because we're all that stuff. It's passing through us, and the trick is to understand that that's what's happening, because a lot of us don't really. A lot of us have just feel the heaviness and the darkness, and we're like, oh my God, it's incapacitating. I don't know what to do with this. It's so heavy. Is it me? It's just mine. I'm really fucked up. But actually, the reality is it's not necessarily just yours by any means at all. You're moving the shadows of the planet, and the shadow is moving through your system, and we're here to transmute it. And at a certain point, it won't be here anymore because we will have moved it. But we're not at that point yet, clearly, right?
Well, clearly not. And the thing is, let's put it on a it's a very profound thing that you have said. And the thing is that when we put it down, let's put it on a daily basis for people out there, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. Everything can become overwhelming, whether that be with families, friends, work, whatever the life situation, you see it every day. So if I'm going to take all of that, what you have just said, Bob, and just put it in a day-to-day example. For example, today, I was talking to somebody, and it was a customer service person for a company. And I said to her, "Oh, I'm sorry, can you hear me on the telephone?" And she said, "Well, you're not getting any compensation." Totally irrelevant. Totally. It was one of these electricity companies. And I said, "What are you talking about?" I was talking about a conversation. And I laughed. And she said, "I don't find you funny."
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I just was so, I suppose, Bob, disheartened in a way. And I thought, is this what we have come to? Instead of actually lifting each other up and giving each other the support that is needed to find in these times a spiritual, a physical, a mental, and emotional support. Instead, people are behaving in this way. And I felt really sad about it. And all day that made me sad. And then I thought to myself, you're just wasting energy, because you're just focusing it in completely the wrong direction. So these things will happen more and more and more. And people say, a friend of mine said the other day, "Why should we have hope?" That someone had said to him, "Why should we have hope? We have to have hope. We can't be hopeless." And it's the bravest thing to do is to actually keep going amongst all these difficult times. And I know you said we should not be going through this, but actually, you know what? This is my opinion, and I'm open to sort of suggestions on this, but I actually think we need to go through this, because unless we go through this fire, we are never going to find the reality of who we are.
Bang on. I'm just going to give that a bit of space because it's important. It's funny what you say, because yesterday I had the exact same recognition that the darkness. So what I just said in that big blurb before you spoke, talking about the heaviness of these times, and where a lot of us are feeling completely overwhelmed. We don't know what we're feeling. It's just like, whoa, right? What I got yesterday was the same. It was like the darkness of these times. And actually, doesn't it feel good, Mimi, to just acknowledge? Because I think people are afraid of the word darkness. And I still think people are actually afraid to actually look at each other and go, "Hey, guys, these are really, really dark times." like, well, no, let's not focus on that they're dark, but so many people are suffering in silence.
Challenging.
So many people are committing suicide right now. It's horrific. Because these times are super wildly intense. But what I think part of where we're going wrong is no one's really sharing and acknowledging and humbling themselves to go, hey guys, is it just me, or are you having a really fucking intense time? And it's not just been going on for 1 year. It's been year upon year upon year now. We just think
30 years. I feel that since I was young, it suddenly made a switch. I don't know where it made a switch. And suddenly the world turned different. And I thought, suddenly I'm in another world. And how did that happen? But yes, but I say to people this, and then people open up pretty much. I will say to someone, I feel really weird. Do you? And they will look at me and say, actually, I actually feel really weird as well. And what is weird? Weird, it is just weird. I cannot explain it. No one can explain it. Just that it's out of sort. In a way, when you put the wrong shoes on, your shoes are not the right size, or your clothes are wet, and you just feel weird.
I feel better talking about this with you already. I really feel like I wrote a really nice song. Like, for those of you who don't know, I'm a songwriter. I wrote a really nice song last week, and it's called "We've Got to Lift Each Other Up." We've got to lift each other up. Of course,
have you got your guitar there?
No, I don't. I'm out walking on the tour, but otherwise I would sing it. I could sing it. It goes, gotta lift each other up. Yeah, yeah. Gotta lift each other up. That's the chorus. It goes on. But what I got it because I'm really recognizing that for me, these times are the only way we're going to get through this is to come together.
Yes.
And this is why people are committing suicide in such high numbers, because they are suffering in silence, and it gets to the point where it's too much. And I really fucking have been going through the same thing. And where I'm at right now is I'm like, actually, the universe is sending me. It feels like the universe is finally it's beginning to place me in very gently in the beginnings of community. And it's all around me, and it's not happened yet, but I can see that it's coming. But that's also coming because I've got to a point in my life and my journey where I'm like, I can't fucking do this on my own anymore. I don't want to, and I can't, because the intensity of these times are so wild. I don't have the physical or spiritual or emotional capacity to fucking deal with it on my own anymore. I just can't. And as I've humbled myself and acknowledged that to myself and gone, Bob, you can't fucking do this on your own, dude. The universe has gone, nice one. You finally acknowledged that to yourself. I'm going to send you some really beautiful people into your life who are all kind of like, we're beginning to form community here in Glastonbury. And pretty much every single person I meet these days, everyone is like, we're forming community. We're buying land. We are doing it. We've been talking about it for eons. It's time to do it because we flipping well need each other. And we can't endure the shift. And the shift right now is that we are moving out of 3D patriarchal old paradigm. We're moving out of that. We've been moving out of that since 2012. It's now 2024, nearly 2025. And we are literally we are right at the beginning of New Earth, fifth dimensional, New Earth, whole new way of living and being with planet Earth, with Gaia, with Mama Earth. And that is why everything is so, like you say about the wrong shoes, here we go. We've all been brought up like in the patriarchal system, the 3D world, right? We've all been educated in that world, most of us. And that's all we know, right? That's all we've experienced so far to this point in our lives. Except that now, all of that, really a lot of what we've been taught is starting to not resonate. And we've been programmed and conditioned by the system in our education and by parents and blah, 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 and our bosses and our jobs to be a certain way. Except that the new Earth energies and frequencies, which are now fully here, they're like, none of that shit is going to work anymore. And in the core and the cells of our beings, every human on Earth right now, we're all feeling that dissonance between what we've been taught, how we've been taught to be and act in the world, and the incoming new Earth frequencies, which are like, nope, it's all shifting. Everything's changing. The way that you are, the way that you act, the way that you... It's nuts. It's so wild. And I believe that's why really like 100% of humans on the planet right now are like, fuck! What's going on? What the hell is going on? And the reality is really the large majority of people have no idea what's going on. And so they're spazzing out.
But they don't have an idea, Bob, because they're not talking to each other. And this is the point. If I know I'm weird and I know you're weird, and then I say to you, you know what, I feel weird. And you said, so do I. There's a connection there. And people are not talking. And this is the thing. And if we are now moving, as you say, into a new world, because the world can't remain as it is, we can all see that, whether we want to or we don't. It's a fact. It's
absolutely, and it's right up in our faces right now, huh? We're all seeing.
You're gonna. It's a case of. Imagine now if we went back to primary school, but with this physicality, it would be odd. The time is odd. It's not normal because we are now adults and we want to go to primary school, or we want to go and be two again. And this is the point, is that unless we go through, as I said, this chasm of fire, our being is not going to be ready to live in this new world. And people out there might think, oh, this is just so far-fetched. It's not far-fetched, because look around you. The world is burning and we are in it. We either absolutely center ourselves, embrace all that we are, or we're not going to make it. So we're on that line. We're on the line now. Everyone is making a decision. You either embrace yourself entirely, the soul of who you are, or you fall by the wayside.
Yeah, I really feel you. You're really speaking. These are the kind of conversations we should be having on a daily basis with each other. These kind of, I hear the fierce love in the fierce truth and the fierce love in your voice, Mimi. Like, I still
it's not easy.
feel like people are still afraid of the truth,
But if we live our truth,
we need to be able to start speaking the truth and stop fluffing about with this superficial veneer of like you know, like I hear the tone in your voice and it hits me. It's like, whoa, feel in my heart. It's like, whoom, this woman has just spoken some truth. And I think that the reason it's hard is because somehow we've been taught that we can't share these truths, you know, and speak our truths. And the reality is our truth is fucking powerful, man. Woman, whether they're a man or woman, our truth is powerful. And when we can start having powerful conversations like we're having now, we can fucking start to help each other. But as long as we are in denial of the power of our truth, you know, we're gonna keep skirting over the issues, and this is what is no longer working on planet Earth. This is why people are suffering right now, because there's nowhere you can't avoid anymore. There's nowhere to run. I just wrote another song called "Nowhere to Run." It's like you can't you can run, but you can't hide. There's nowhere to run now. You have to face yourself, and the universe, and actually the new Earth energies. They're like, you guys, like you just said, you're stepping up, or you're falling by the wayside. And I don't really know what that's going to look like. Like, I'm also really aware that
yeah,
like, I don't really know, but I had this feeling like a lot of people aren't coming through. I don't know what that. When I see my parents, for example, I'm like, you guys aren't coming through. Like, I can feel it, and it saddens me. It saddens me.
it is a sad
I don't
thing.
know, and I'm also trying to make sense of all this, but I'm aware that
It's a very simple truth. It's a
lot
very
of people
simple
aren't
truth.
choosing. A lot of people don't have the capacity to face themselves to the degree that we're being asked to do.
But then that
And
is
I don't know
actually
I don't know what's gonna happen to those people. But I do know that those of us that are doing the work and we're finding our powerful, empowered, sovereign selves, we're really going places. You know, we've really, it's going to be amazing. And we're really here to make the shift. And we are the ones that will be remembered for doing that. I've been told this many times, like our generations, we will be looked back at with major respect, because we will have been the ones that made we made the initial shift out of patriarchal systemic wrongness into a new way. And that, my friends, is the power that we're just beginning to find right now. And yes, it's really scary because we've been taught to fear our own power. And I can feel some of you guys majorly feeling this right now. I'm feeling this.
Do you know what's scary? Do you know what's scary though? What's scary is if we don't embrace ourselves and allow ourselves to surrender to a divine power that will get us through it. And that is scary. And we have to accept that every single soul is neither higher nor lower than us. They just are. And they are on their own journey through eternity. And maybe some are meant to make it through into the world that is coming, and maybe some are not. Because that's actually the soul contract that they signed. Maybe they signed that so that others who had made a different contract are able to propel the way, to lead the way to those that have made the same contract at the same time in eternity.
That's quite far out.
Because we can't force anyone. And
no, we can't.
we have free will, And we can't force our will onto anybody. And we shouldn't. This is the problem, is that people try to force people to think in a certain way, to behave in a certain way. And it could be our parents, it could be our brothers, our sisters, our husbands, our wives, our children, our friends. It doesn't matter, because at this stage of the game, we have to save our souls.
We have to what?
Save our souls.
Save
them.
Yeah, we do, and that means being empowered. Because if we don't do that, we'll be claimed. I believe that there's an attempt on this earth right now by certain forces that wish to claim. They wish to claim us in a not a very nice way.
But that becomes a little irrelevant, Bob, because nobody can take you anywhere you don't want to go. It is the power of the soul. It is the power of who we are. No one is able to overcome us unless we allow it.
Yeah.
And we despair, and I despair at times, because I think, oh, why don't they get it? Why don't they get it? But they're not meant to get it. Some are, some are not. And I, as a soul, every day, I'm in my own test. So what's important is look to your own soul. Those ones that are meant to be with you are your people. And you will recognize them. I don't need to tell you this. It's a heart connection. And those that don't feel, it's very important in these times to stay away from people that make you feel uncomfortable, that crush your spirit. Stay away. Even if you've known them for centuries, for years, walk away for your own sanity.
It's just a strong conversation. What I've got coming is that it's really important in this particular time right now that we really start making friends with our power,
Yeah.
And
that's very nice.
With our heart, like our heart power. This is also quite key. Is I think a lot of us have a difficult relationship with our power. I know us men really do, because we see like male power out there in our governments, and they're like messing it all up. And we're like, we equate that power to be male power, and we're like, well, we don't want to do that, so we'll just play small. But what I'm actually getting, and where I'm at as a man right now, is I'm just starting to find out that there's a different kind of power, and it lands in the heart, and I have to dwell in the heart. And it's even quite hard to talk about it because it's still very new to me as a man. And I think this is very new to really most men out there right now. Like, we have all suffered huge deliberate trauma to our hearts as men. That's part of the design of our planet, is create a system where the men are not in their hearts, so that the men then abuse the women, so that the women are then disempowered. But what I feel to be happening really, like right now is that men are becoming increasingly aware that they're not in their hearts, mainly because you women are like, you're not in your hearts, men. Where are you? And we don't want to be with you if you're in your ego. Hello. So that's forcing, this is really juicy. That's forcing a lot of us men to 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 be single and to do the work and to come back into our hearts and to find our way back. And it's a big journey. It's not an easy journey, but the more that I personally do this work, the more I'm starting to find this different kind of power. It's softer, it's humbler, it's gentler, but it doesn't mean it's not bloody strong. It's just we're not going to do what our governments are doing, and we know that we can't repeat that. So
we can.
I'm so profoundly healing my heart.
Go ahead.
It's tender and not easy, which is why my tone could not need to talk about this.
I'm really glad you're talking about your power.
I just feel right now I'm imagining there's a good few women folk listening to this interview, and I would just say I want to speak on behalf of some of the men right now, and maybe your partners, and I don't know what you are experiencing from your men, but I really ask you and encourage, or what's the word? Well, I don't know what the word is, but us men really we really want some help to be shown the way back to our hearts, to our heart space. And a lot of us we haven't been taught anything about that ever. And what you can offer us as men now is tenderness and support and a holding and encouragement to us to what we've lost, and then we can start showing up and not be dicks. And we can start showing up and be respectful and honoring of what the divine feminine is, and not manipulate or tread her. We can do quite the opposite. I believe that these times the men are kind of stepping back, and we're going to start holding space for the emergence of the divine empowered feminine, and then we will join you. But I don't let me bang on too much. But yeah.
But that in itself, what you have just said, is a powerful statement for a man.
Yeah, it's like I'm observing that my voice has gone all funny, and I also think I'm also picking up this is not really being hugely talked about yet, and it is starting to, of like men are starting to actually admit, like, hey, my heart is actually really hurting, and I haven't ever been taught a fucking thing about my heart or how to be in or live in my heart. And hey, can you teach me, my woman or my women friends or whoever, because you clearly know more about the heart than I do. And this is the collective wound on the masculine. Like, seriously, like, it's savage, man. How we've been removed from our hearts. I can also only really speak for me, but it is brutal. My education was absolutely brutal in terms of like how I was just completely cut away from my heart at such a young age. And I'm now aged 40s, finding my way back to that. And and also learning that I have to, I can't meet a woman if I'm not in the heart. Like what I see right now is that women are like, either it be in your heart or there's the door. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, there's the
But
door
are
again.
they in their heart?
Well, this is what I mean. So I'm having a little munch. I'm really hungry. I have met quite a few women actually who have been quite in the egos, and I'm like, okay, you're clearly not the one for me. But recently I'm meeting some beautiful women who are really doing the work, and really, these are women who've been helping hold space for the healing of my heart. And as I do that, I'm then able to help other men, because I do a lot of men's work and lead men's circles, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of that, of like helping younger bros to understand about what the feminine is.
Where do you do that, Bob?
Where?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a lot of that in New Zealand. I spend half my time in New Zealand, half my time in Glastonbury, doing it at festivals. And
is there somewhere that people would you be up for if someone wanted to organize a group, for example? Would you go there and facilitate that and talk to the people?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because that sounds a very very worthwhile quest. Because you're a leader. That's obvious.
Well, back at you.
And you're just taking your position now. And where else but at Glastonbury Tour?
Yeah.
The land of King Arthur. Which is interesting, because the knights at the round table and this whole chivalry that has died mostly is somehow sparking a light as you speak.
You want some honest truth right now, Mimi? I'm walking the land of Avalon right now, and I'm feeling the energy here, and I feel the power of this land. And for all that, this has been quite a strong conversation. We covered some like icky, inverted commas, topics and areas of the stuff that maybe is causing a lot of us to suffer in silence, right? And we've talked about community and how we can't do this alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good to bring back some humor here. I also think we've got to keep flipping laughing, man. We've got to remember to, otherwise we're getting lost in the mire. We've got to remember to laugh. We've got to remember to, we've got to, and this, I would say right now, I don't know about anyone else out there right now, but like what's keeping me afloat in these times is my practice. It's absolutely pivotal to getting through these times, to find a practice that works for you and to stick with it, and to be disciplined. A disciplined spiritual warrior is someone who does his or her practice as a daily commitment. And for me, that is about keeping the mind clear and the energy field clear. And for me, I have a variety of tools that I use to do that. If any of you guys are interested in my book, my Simplify How to Stay Sane in a World Going Mad book, that is basically a spiritual survival guide full of tips and tools for how to navigate these times. So if you want to check that out, that's on my website, bobhillary.com.
Can you get it from Amazon, Bob?
It's on Amazon, and I've also done it as an audio book, which is really funky.
Okay.
I've like self-narrated it. So I really recommend
out
that.
There, Bob, for people, you're in powerful, magnetic place on this
Yeah.
planet.
Yes.
And your words have power now. For people out there who are feeling lost, who are feeling sad, who are feeling overwhelmed, a message of hope, please.
Okay. The land. What does the land say? You know what the land says? The land says, come to me. Come and meet me. More than you ever met me before. Come to me. Love me. Rest in me. Rejoice in me. Feel me. And I will look after you. I will look after you. That is what the land says to me right now. It doesn't matter if you're in a city or a town or out in the sticks. Just connect with Gaia. She's got your back. She's got your back. That's it. Simple.
How beautiful, really. And I can truly say to you, hand on heart, Bob, that it's been magical and it's been a journey. Really, tonight
Right.
has been a journey. You've certainly taken me on a journey, and I'm sure for all the listeners out there, you have taken them somewhere. And from now on, let this be the first of many, many journeys that we all have that lead us back to our heart.
Mm. Oh. Mm.
Tell us your website again. We're going to bring
Thanks.
it to earth.
Like a little extra support, please go and use my music as a tool. Made like 5 albums of like positive. The reason that I've made music is to offer people as like support, musical support in these times, to get through these times. It's all there on bobhillary.com, on Spotify, and all
Apple
the shenanigans.
and all of those
YouTube.
normal
Have a listen.
places. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you on YouTube?
Go have a listen. Go look. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. It'll help, because that's what I'm here to
Excellent.
do. That's my gift, Yeah.
I think actually for the people out there,
Thank you
I
for
think what
listening.
we'll do is put some of your music, if you don't mind, at the end of the podcast for people to listen to.
Great. Yeah, pick a track from my new
Yeah.
album, Sacred. The song Sacred, that's my best flipping song ever. It's real good one.
Thank you,
Recommend that
Bob.
one.
Thank you for joining us all together tonight and taking us on this magical carpet ride, and hopefully opening our eyes and our hearts. And come again and share your beautiful, beautiful thoughts and your wonderful magic.
Thank you, Mimi.
All right, lots of love. Take care.
Okay, cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hello.
Hey, Mimi.
Hey, thank you so much.
Crikey, where did we just go? What the fuck?
It
That
was
was
like, oh my goodness. Thank you. Really, truly from my heart. It was fantastic.
Not what I'm eating now. Was it not too deep? We went really deep, huh?
No. People need it, and you lightened it at the end. So it's only what people are thinking. And
Right.
hopefully, even if one person is saved and doesn't say, I thought it was just me, those words that you said, is it me? And I'm constantly saying, is it me?
Same. Yeah, right.
Is it me? But it actually, no, it's
Because
us.
no one's talking about it, right?
Mm.
Everything's okay, except everything's clearly not okay.
Yeah.
This is why we need to
Once
stop.
you get rid of that thought of it not being okay, so I can say to you, Bob, I had a really shit day, and I did have a really shit day, and you can say to me, well, actually, I had not bad day, but actually yesterday was really shit. and it takes that heaviness away. It's gone.
Yeah, right. You start actually speaking the truth as opposed to.
Yeah, brilliant.
Wicked.
Can you send me your track, and then I can get my studio guy to put it at the end of the episode?
Yeah. I'll try to do that now.
Yeah, do that now. And then when I send it all over, I'll send it all over to him tomorrow. Then he can put that at the end of the episode.
Amazing. That'd be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. Put your favorite track on there. And then I'll put your website in the footnotes of the episode and everything. And then another magical journey, of course.
Wicked.
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mimi.
Really, this was bloody brilliant. And the fact that you were at the tour is even more magical.
Totally unplanned. I was not planning to be on the tour. So
brilliant.
Yeah. All right, my love. I'm going to shoot off. Thank you.
Enjoy. And as soon as I don't know how long it's going to take, but maybe a week. But as soon as it's all done, I'll send you all the links and everything.
Wicked. Look forward
brilliant.
To it. Yeah.
Take care.
We did it. Cool. Finally, we did it, right?
Well done.
Well done, us.
Okay, bye.
Bye, love. Bye-bye.
Bob Hillary. Fantastic, really. It's so wonderful to have such open-minded, free-spirited and open-hearted guests. And I always welcome that people should speak their truth. Fantastic, really. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, look for those special, precious moments in everyday life that you can really enjoy with those that you love. Until next time, look after yourselves and lots of love.
Life is good when we're living connected. Life is so good when we're living in the flow. So let's kick back, try to find a new direction. This is it, yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're laughing again. Give it out, take it in, bring it back to the sacred. Give it out, take it in, bring it back to the land. Meditate and listen to the sounds of the earth, giving guidance every day. Pay respects to the north, to the east, to the west and the south. Now give it out, take it in, bring it back to the sacred. Give it out, take it in, bring it back to the land. Give it out, yeah, take it in, let's bring it back. Give it out, yeah, take it in. Let's bring it back to the land. 'Cause I am breaking free from the chains that surround me. I am breaking free from the things that keep me down. Yeah, come on now, break free from the chains that surround you. Come on now, break free. Yeah, now I am breaking free from the chains that surround me. We are breaking free from the things that keep us down. Yeah, come on now, break free from the chains that surround us. Time to break free for you and I. Give it out, take it in. Let's bring it back to the sacred. Give it out, yeah, take it in. Let's bring it back to the land. Give it out, take it in. Bring it back to the sacred. Give it out, take it in. Bring it back to the land.
Thank you for listening to Secrets for an Inspirational Life, brought to you by your host, Mimi Novic. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast and see you in the next episode. For more information about Mimi Novic and her books, music, and inspirational work, take a look at her website, www.miminovic.co.uk.